Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vox Politica, your number one Kenyan YouTube political channel where we unpack Kenyan's biggest political headlines. Now, in this video, I want us to look at the ongoing politics of handouts in the Mount Kenya region being spearheaded by Professor Kindiki and William Ruto's administration.
Gara Walare 100,000. PS wetu Mbogwa 200,000. Gapi 2 million shillings.
Naibu wa rais na mimi nitatoa milioni 1.
Mimi nasukuma rais na shilingi milioni 2. Ati wanasema tusisaidie hao watu wa biashara ndogo ndogo, ati tunawahonga. Nyinyi ni watu wa kuhongwa? Kuna mtu amewahonga? Kuna mambo ya hongo hapa? Iko makosa kusaidia kina mama wa mama mboga wapate stock zaidi ya kufanya biashara yao? Kuna makosa anywhere? Iko makosa ya kusimama na watu ya bodaboda?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, let me ask you politely to take 3 seconds, hit the subscription button, smash the notification bell, and then also press the like button. By doing like that, ladies and gentlemen, you support me to reach a wider audience, and that is exactly my goal on this platform.
Wale watu unasikia wanapiga kelele huko Nairobi, bana saidia hawa. Kwanza wao wameshiba, wametosheka, wako na mali, watoto wao wanasoma na wako na pesa mingi. Sasa wanauliza, sasa kikundi kipata sijui 100,000, 1,200 itasaidia nini?
Over the past few weeks, we have seen Professor Kindiki walking out from one county to another county in the Mount Kenya region with handouts of money, a lot of money, bucks, until Rigathi Gachagua called him the money back man, right? He has been moving around, dishing out money in what he calls empowerment programs. The question that is lingering in our mind and the mind of other Kenyan loyalists is, where is this money coming from?
Of course, you know why. This is not an empowerment program to me. This is politics. If it was an empowerment program, this money should have been passed in Parliament. There should have been put in place some structural way of doing this program, how to select the beneficiaries, how to wire the money to their accounts. Because right now, the groups that are benefiting from this money in my area, in my region, I don't know how they are being picked, because we don't have a call for proposal or a call for expression of interest. And it is very unfortunate that I have funded groups in the past when I was serving as the county woman MP. And every individual group that is receiving funding has a bank account. And ideally, if you're doing smart business or you're doing smart empowerment program, the best you can do is to wire money into those banks, respective bank accounts, so that we can have some maturity in sharing of the money without political chaos, without favoritism, you know, without over exerting on vulnerable groups. For example, when this money is dished politically the way they are dishing, right, that disabled person may not be able to squeeze in to get that money. That elderly mama may not be able to squeeze in to get that money. So to me, this is political tokenism. It is actually geared towards reviving and revamping the political energies of the people of the mountain, basically because there have been a lot of political negative energy against this regime. And you know why people have negative energy? It is because somebody lied to them. Somebody promised and didn't deliver. And it's very unfortunate now we are no longer talking about launching of projects. Now we are launching these empowerment political programs. And I think largely these forums in central Kenya have been used to bash Rigathi Gachagua. There is not any meeting that is done in central region in the name of empowerment where Rigathi has not become the subject of discussion. It is very, very unfortunate. No wonder they are not excited to go to Bomet, because Rigathi is not in Bomet. Or rather, he's not doing politics in Bomet. They are here in Central because they want to attack and make sure that they bring down the negative energy that is there. And ideally, I think it's a good thing. Finally, the money that was not given to us through SHA is coming back through tokenism.
Because it is not budgeted in the budget. It has not been approved by the Parliament as a supplementary budget. So where is it coming from? And we know that at this point, Mr. Kindiki has not made enough money to be able to give away 30 million within 3 weeks. The other day, he called 50 musicians to his home in Karen and handed out money to them to go and lure people of Mount Kenya to vote for William Ruto in 2027. But this one did not go well with Rigathi Gachagua. He immediately responded to it.
Wasanii wetu na waibaji tumehuzunishwa sana ya kwamba wamekuwa wasaliti ya jamii. Ati wameitwa pale Karen juzi na huyu mtu anaitwa Mr. Moneybags. Ati wanaambiwa wakuje wadanganye nyinyi SHA inafanya kazi. SHA inafanya kazi. Na wakamwambia ati watakuja kuambia nyinyi. Ati watuambie barabara zinajengwa. Atuambie masomo naenda mzuri.
And immediately he finished responding, Mr. Yesa also on his neck again.
Umeona watu wengine wamejawa na kiburi. Wanaenda kutuongelesha hapa kama na kutulecture. Unatulecture ukiwa nani? Kwani wewe ni Mungu? Una lecture kila mtu. Una lecture mwanamuziki, una lecture mwanasiasa, una lecture kila mtu. Kwani wewe ni Mungu? Wewe tu, mimi nasema hivi. Ukitaka tuheshimiane, heshima ni mara mbili. Utuheshimu, tukuheshimu. Usipotuheshimu my friend, tutakanyang'ana na wewe my friend. Naona watu wengine wanaongea na madharau. Unatisha nani? Naona watu wengine wanatutisha. Mimi ukiniangalia hivi ni mtu ya kutishwa na watu? Tuheshimiane bwana. Tuheshimiane. Na wanamuziki walikuja 50, mimi naita wanamuziki 500 wakuje pale Karen. Tujua utafanya nini. Ati unasema umeamrisha wananchi wasisikize nyimbo. Unaamrisha kama nani? Unaamrisha kama nani? Tuheshimiane my friend. Mimi ni mtu ya heshima, lakini my friend, if you come within shooting range, we will deal with you. Na mkiwaona muambie watafute watu wa kutisha huko nje. Sisi sio watu kidogo. Ukiona tuko slow hivi na tuko wapole, sio ati sisi ni watu pushovers. And don't lecture us. Don't lecture us. We are not your kids. Enda ukapeane lecture huko kwako.
Shooting distance, we shall deal with you. It reminds me of 2024 and the youth and what he did with them. He actually shot them when they were within shooting distance when he was interior CS. But then what is happening in Kenya now is the culture of Harambee has come back. And that is what we were promised would never happen. Yep. And you know, Harambee actually breeds corruption, because if you have to keep giving money, then you have to find out where the money will be coming from. Sigea has told us that, you have to look for money from your salary, sometimes business friends. Business friends, by the way, that is when you say you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's why we get people like Adani coming in, because these are business friends. So corruption is actually will be bred by this kind of thing. But then I'm looking at the DP, Kindiki, who was just appointed DP in 2024 November. When he was appointed in about November, it's about 6 months. His salary is about $1 million, give or take, so with allowances about $2 million. If he spends all his salary for all the period he's been there, not buying a cup of tea or anything, not paying fees for his children, not buying food for his family, he would have spent 12 million. But within that period, he has spent hundreds of millions. So clearly, this is not money that is coming from him. And look, this is a person who I vetted, so I know his capacity. He told us the amount of money he's worth, and every Kenyan had. Within a few months of being CS, his wealth had pushed up by about 150 million. Now, within 6 months, he's able to spend hundreds of millions, and that is at the same time you find that his wealth will still go up. If you are spending his wealth, all of it, it would be over. He would be a poor man today. So this is money coming from public coffers. We cannot run a country that way. Now, my proposal is this: government programs to support should be national. National meaning you are not going to be calling people from a certain region and deal with them. National meaning that every corner of the country will benefit. National meaning that these programs will be done through systems that are already in place of government. They should not be personal, because what is happening, these are being personal contributions. Kibra fire that happened over the weekend, the president goes there and says these are personal donation. The governor, these are personal donation. Government should have programs to support such people. Then the deputy president calls musicians and says this is my personal contribution. Members of women groups, personal contribution. Border groups, personal contribution. The president, head of state, invited the Lower Eastern, Mount Kenya South members to State House last week. Again, personal contribution, so that everybody can go home with about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 shillings. I mean, we are messing up the country. We are increasing corruption. We need to go back to the drawing board.
Now, the two main reasons why William Ruto and Professor Kithure Kindiki are employing the handout politics is because, number one, they know that they have lost grip on the mountain. And therefore, they want to use money to try and buy as many individuals as they can. Because we all know that William Ruto, when it comes to buying the opposition, buying those people who he thinks they can easily deport, he's good at doing that. And that's the reason why they are giving them money in the name of empowerment program. If this was a real empowerment program, then it should have been rolled in all counties, not in central Kenya only. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason number two is that they are trying to suppress Rigathi Gachagwa's popularity in the mountain and the popularity of his new party, the Democracy for Citizens Party, DCP. They want to interrupt the minds of the people of central Kenya so that they will shift the attention from Rigathi Gachagua to Kithure Kindiki and William Ruto. Those are the two main reasons why Professor Kithure Kindiki is employing the strategy of money handouts in central Kenya. In the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, let me see what are your thoughts on this politics of handout in Mount Kenya. My name is Jacob Nyende. This is Vox Politica. You are there. You are yet to support. You've watched to this end. I want to thank you so much and ask you to subscribe to this channel. By doing like that, you help me to reach a wider audience, and that's exactly my mission. Asante sana. Until next time, let me see you in our next video.